Hey, welcome to A Game for Your Thoughts. Today we're talking about Dishonored. So Dishonored is an action-adventure game developed by Arkane Studios and published by Bethesda in 2012. The story of Dishonored follows royal protector Corvo as he witnesses the death of the Empress of the city of Dunwall. He is then framed for the murder and must become an assassin and work with this group called the Loyalists to kind of clear his name and also kind of get revenge on the guys that killed the Empress. So the story of Dishonored is actually pretty rad. One thing I really enjoyed is it did a great job of building the world of Dunwall and kind of just telling a really awesome story. It is for sure one of those experiences that you kind of get out what you put into it. If you're going to go into this game and really get into the lore, explore every corner, read a lot of like the journal entries and things like that, you're going to get a really awesome story-based experience. But if you kind of just go from point A to point B with nothing really in between, you're going to miss out on a lot of this experience. Another thing I particularly really enjoyed is that the targets you're going after have a really good connection to the story. They all have some relationship to Corvo's situation or what his main goal is. They all do a really good job of kind of tying into that. And they are all a bunch of douchebag people that you definitely are like, okay, I don't feel so bad taking care of this person. So it did a really great job of making me kind of care about the targets and not necessarily care that I didn't want to kill them, but care like I really wanted to kill them. You know how it goes. One of the coolest things about Dishonored is that it's an Arkane game. And if you've ever played an Arkane game before, you know they kind of have like this choose your own adventure style. And Dishonored really was one of the better examples of this. It does a great job of using the gameplay and the storytelling to kind of really mix this choose your own adventure style, leading to some really awesome moments, and the way your actions affect the story and just kind of how you overall play the game really has a big effect on the world and just the experience in general. It makes her a very unique experience that's definitely worth playing multiple times through just to kind of see how your actions affect the world and the story. I really did enjoy just the overall story of Dishonored. It was a really awesome redemption and revenge story, kind of all bundled into one. And it was a really just interesting world that they did a great job of building. The lore was incredible, and just the overall storytelling was really impressive. The gameplay of Dishonored is a very unique experience as it just blends a lot of really interesting factors together and just kind of lets the freedom of the player guide the experience. As you start the game, it introduces you to this kind of idea of how you want to approach the game. Do you want to kill everyone and just kind of brute force your way through? Do you want to stealth around and use your mystic powers and other things to just silently and non-lethally make your way through the game? Or do you kind of want to mix of both? So it's really interesting how it lets you choose. It was a super dynamic system that ebbs and flows with the experience and kind of the situations you get yourself into. But one thing that was really cool is there's not necessarily a correct way to play. You can kind of play however you want. Both were difficult in their own way and presented each of their own challenges. Going non-lethal and more stealthy requires you to move around the environment a little bit more, use your powers to teleport from one place to another, and also avoid certain situations. Going a little bit more of a lethal route requires you to be a little bit more in tune with the combat, the parry system, and being in more in open combat and being efficient that way. So they definitely both are difficult in their own aspects. It made it so that choosing the best path was a little blurry. Not one was better than the other. It really depended on how you wanted to play. If you chose the more lethal route, you would get good at that. If you were choosing the more stealthy, non-lethal route, you definitely get good at that way. And so it definitely wasn't one was better than the other. I liked that. It didn't push you in one direction. It made you kind of pick and choose whatever you wanted to do. This really let the choose your own adventure style of Arkane games just really shine. It just is put on full display here in Dishonored, and it just is the best, and it's so much fun. One thing that was really impressive is this game really let you kind of mix and match its abilities and tools it gives you. You get these mystic powers from this guy named the Outsider, and then you also have your kind of general tools and abilities, your guns, your swords, your bolts, and just like all these different things you can use, and it really lets you mix and match. For example, you can take possession of rats. What you can do is you can strap a bomb to the rats, take possession of the rats, and then run it into a group of enemies and blow it up. It was really intense. Or you could even possess fish and swim through canals, so then that way you could just avoid entire sections just from doing that. And just the creativity that it just really lets you have with the environments and the tools that it gives you, it's just really impressive. This all just really comes together to build some stellar gameplay. It's just super replayable, and trying new things every time you play is so exciting. It really just makes you want to go back and play and just try different things in different situations, see what works, see what doesn't work, or just try a whole entirely new play style on its own. It's all so well done, and it's really enjoyable. The graphics of Dishonored, I played on the PS4 Definitive Edition, and this game looks great. It has a really interesting art style and aesthetic that makes it kind of look like it's a hand-drawn painting. It's really cool, and it just looks and runs really well. I did have one crash, and it was a bummer, but it didn't ruin the experience. Just a few more things real quick. The voice acting is really well done. There's a cast that does all the voices, and they did a fantastic job. And there's a lot of really recognizable names, so go and check that out. Also, I really love the sound and audio. It just was really awesome. Like the soundtrack was really cool, and just the all general sound design was just really engaging. And then finally, it just is a very enjoyable gaming experience that was so replayable, and it has a bunch of DLC that comes along with in the definitive edition, and they're absolutely worth playing. So in the end, I really enjoyed my time with Dishonored. It was tons of fun. The story was really cool and engaging. The lore and the world was awesome. And just the choose your own adventure style of Arkane games is one of my favorites. Dishonored really shines in this, and I love playing through this game. It's just tons of fun to replay it, and I had no problem hitting new game as soon as I was done with the credits. It just is such a fun, replayable game that just really lets your creativity take away and just let you play how you want to play. And so really, in the end, would I recommend Dishonored? Absolutely! Dishonored was great, and I'm proud to have this game in my collection, and I think you should have it in yours as well. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. So let me know down in the comments, what's your Dishonored playstyle? What's some fun situations you got yourself into? Just let me know down below. And while you're down there, if you want to hit like, subscribe, and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video, that would be awesome. And if you want to check out more of my videos, I post 2 new videos every single day, whether if it's 2 Let's Plays or a Let's Play and a game review. Game reviews always come out on Saturdays, so look forward to those. But I just have so much content here for you, so go and check all that out. And if you want to see more of me, I'm over at Twitch at twitch.tv/agameforyourthoughts. I would love to see you there, so come over and hang out. Thanks again for watching the video. I hope you have an awesome day, and we will see you guys next time on A Game for Your Thoughts.